Well, Valtteri, happy Finnish Independence Day.
Kiitos.
Oh, there you go. I mean, you've marked the occasion by starting on pole today, which is great. By your own admission, not the perfect lap, losing a bit of time through 7 and 8 and not getting the toe that you'd have liked, but you did the job. How much did that matter to you yesterday, and how important is that for the race today?
Of course, it matters to be on pole, and on this track especially. Obviously, we'll see with the winds today, and there's quite a bit of sand on track. So at least last weekend there was an advantage on the pole side of the grid. So hopefully same today. So that's why it was important. Even it was about hundreds of seconds, and for today, yeah, I'm in a good place.
The wind has definitely picked up and changed direction, certainly from yesterday. As you say, it's a bit sandy out there. We know the track is bumpy as well. It does also feel significantly colder. How much will all of this impact the race, do you think?
It is a bit cooler, which is only really a positive thing for the tires, because normally on this track you battle with tires overheating, especially the rear tires. So it's going to help that a bit. And the wind is a bit unknown. It's a different direction, as you said, to yesterday. So I think on the laps to the grid, we really need to get a good feel of the balance of the car.
How different does it feel being the senior driver in the team? You're bossing it. You've got this new kid, this new little upstart that you've got to keep control of. How has that changed the dynamic and changed perhaps your approach to the race?
It feels different. I can't really describe how, but I've never been the older of the teammates. But in the end, yeah, as a driver, it doesn't change. I'm still here, whether it's Lewis or George. I'm here to try and be on pole and trying to win the race and do the job.
Fantastic. Now, if we'd have a word in Finnish, that would be great.
Kaikki kisa ajatellen näyttää hyvältä tietenkin. Oli tärkeä aika jo eilen, että pääsi paalupaikalle, koska viime viikonloppuna oli aika selkeä ero niin kuin paalupaikan puolella ja toisella puolella lähdössä. Että toivottavasti on samalla pito kuin viime viikonloppuna tuolla paremmalla puhtaalla puolella. Niin se tietenkin auttaa lähtöön, ja mun mielestä lähdetään ihan oikealla rengasseoksella kisaan, niin koitetaan saada hyvä puhdas kisa ja hoitaa homma himaan. Ja tietenkin vielä kun on itsenäisyyspäivä, niin on vielä ekstra motivaatio, että koitetaan saada Suomen lippu täälläkin salkoon ja maamme laulu soimaan, niin ei muuta kuin hyvää itsenäisyyspäivää kaikille ja ei muuta kuin hana.
Thank you very much. So, big deep breaths. How are you feeling? I mean, yesterday was epic, so very close to pole position.
Absolutely. No, feeling good to be honest. Had a good night's sleep, going in with an open mind. I guess I got nothing to lose, so go out, enjoy it and see what comes.
Well, that sounds like exactly the right attitude. You both start on the mediums. You believe that to be the better race tyre, but obviously you're going to be under quite a lot of pressure from Max, who's starting on the softs on the clean side of the grid. How important will that start be for you?
It will be important, to be honest. It's going to be tricky. I'm not used to the starts in this car with these clutch paddles. As long as I can stay top 3, top 4 off the line, I'll be happy and get into a groove. And it'll be a tricky race. Obviously, we are on the favoured tyre on the mediums. Max being on the soft, it will force him to pit early and maybe be able to undercut us. So, we've got to be really open-minded to not get drawn into his early pit stop. And it's going to be a long race, a tricky race, 87 laps, and fight until the end.
Just how tricky, because it is a different circuit than you've been used to. What are the main challenges of it?
The bumps, I would say, the tight infield section, and for us today, in theory we should be lapping a number of cars, and that's going to be really tricky when you've got 20 cars within 50 seconds on the track. There's only going to be 2.5, 3 seconds between every single car, so we're always going to have to be aware of what's going on. And because it is a new track, there's just a lot of unknowns how it's going to play out over 87 laps. If it's going to be a 1-stop, 2 stops, I'd say most likely it's a 2-stop. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
Talking of bumps, how's your body? You said you were a bit bruised, having a bit too big for this car.
Still a bit bruised, but I'm sure the adrenaline will rush through and I'll power on through the race. But I'll be looking forward to a nice bath this evening, I'm sure.
You've got a huge amount of support behind you. Go well today. Good luck. Thank you.
Hi, Charles. What a lap yesterday, Charles. I mean, no toe, no help whatsoever. How happy were you at the end of it?
I was extremely happy. I mean, we definitely did not expect it. We expected a very difficult weekend coming into the weekend because of the characteristics of the track. and very difficult FP1, no FP2 because of an engine problem. FP3 was alright, but not great, and then we put everything for quali and managed to get P4, so it was quite a lot above our expectations, which is nice, but yeah, whenever we have a good Saturday, then it's easy to get frustrated on Sunday. So today we have to be careful with too much expectations.
Do you think you can repeat it 87 times?
Sorry?
Do you think you can repeat it 87 times?
Well, it's going to be difficult, but I will try to do it. But it's obviously a very different way to drive in the race. So we'll have to manage it in the best way we can, and hopefully we can have a good race.
Nice look today, nice shorts actually.
Thank you very much.
Any reason for wear? Do you feel it's too warm today to wear those
It was
shorts?
too warm when I arrived at the track because I arrived very early, but now it's night time, so yeah, I could have come in jeans.
Charles, you didn't have much today. You couldn't participate in FP2 yesterday, so you didn't have much data, I guess. And are you going a little bit into the unknown today during the race?
Yes, I do. Even though we've had the race of last week, but basically it was only the first corner, fourth and last corner. So not much to learn from that. It's a much shorter lap, so I'll have to discover a little bit how the car will handle on this track. But yeah, optimistic we can do a good result anyway.
Super. Est-ce qu'on peut avoir la même chose en français?
Ouais, plutôt une très très bonne qualif. Avant ça, c'était un week-end plutôt compliqué, mais hier, on a réussi à tout mettre ensemble dans le tour rapide en qualif, ce qui était bien. Mais après, souvent dans ces situations-là où on a un samedi mieux que prévu, c'est facile de ne pas être content le dimanche. Donc voilà, il va falloir gérer les expectatives et on va essayer de tout donner aujourd'hui.
Merci beaucoup, bonne course.
Merci.
Au revoir. Hi Seb. Definitely a little bit frustrated from yesterday. Not where you wanted to start today, but you have the choice of tires. How confident are you that today you'll be able to actually do something during the race and score some good points?
Well, we'll see. Obviously, it's a different track layout compared to normal, so we're hoping for a different race from where we start. So let's see what the day or the night brings. I think the conditions are a bit different. It's a bit cooler today, so yeah, I think we can still have a good recovery.
Are you actually enjoying this outer track, or you prefer last week's track?
Sorry, am I?
Are you actually enjoying this outer track, or you prefer the usual one?
I think I prefer the normal one because the outer one is quite short, but yeah, it's different, and let's see how we get on in the race. I mean, the races in F2 have been quite exciting, so hopefully we have an exciting race too.
Seb, these are the last two races with Ferrari. Are you getting emotional? Starting to get emotional?
Maybe a little bit, but yeah, I think you are so much used to your routine on Sundays and over the course of the weekend, so yeah, I think next week will be probably a little bit more, but for now I think the priority is to do a good race for all the guys. I think they had a very tough day yesterday with the engine change, so not an easy weekend, and hopefully we can get a bit of points today.
Can you have the same in your own language, please?
All of it?
No, recap.
Ja, ich bin natürlich gespannt, wie das Rennen sich entfalten wird auf dem doch ein bisschen anderen Kurs. Ja, ich glaube, gestern haben wir irgendwie ein bisschen den Faden verloren im Qualifying. Hoffentlich können wir heute wieder einen besseren Rhythmus finden und ein starkes Rennen haben und ein paar Punkte mitnehmen. Das wäre auf jeden Fall das Ziel. Lassen wir uns überraschen. Danke.
Thank you, Seb. Good luck for today.
Well, Max, you said we ran the Mercedes close yesterday. Today is another day. How's the race pace? How confident are you feeling about getting a jump on these guys at the start on those soft tyres?
I mean, we're going to try, you know, to see what we can do into turn one. But even then, I think it's such a long race, and so many things can happen on a short track like this. So, yeah, we just have to, you know, keep the pressure on them.
Just tell us in layman terms how different it makes it for you as a driver having such a short circuit.
Well, I mean, with the pit stops and then you know, traffic as well, that's going to make it very interesting, I think. Hopefully we can follow a bit. Of course, also, anyway, our strategy is going to be a bit different to Mercedes already because we start on a different tyre. So, yeah, I'm excited.
How impressed have you been with George taking that step up at short notice to fill in for Lewis? You know, I know that actually pole was entirely possible for you yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect anything less because I know, you know, George is a very good driver. So And then of course when you sit in the best car on the grid, it's nice because you come from a car which is struggling and then you jump into that and suddenly everything feels great. So also your confidence goes up a lot. But it's great to see him up there. He did a very good job, so let's see what he can do today.
Great stuff. If we could have a word in Dutch now.
Ja, natuurlijk zaten we dichtbij in de kwalificatie. Vandaag waait het heel hard, dus dat wordt ook nog wel interessant om te kijken wat dat doet met de auto's. En ja, we gaan gewoon zien wat we met de strategie kunnen doen om het Mercedes moeilijk te maken.
Thank you very much. Good luck for the race. Hi Alex, so P12 today. I know you're happy with the pace in the car in FP3. That didn't seem to translate into quali. How do you feel today?
Yeah, I mean it's a new day, so focused. Obviously, race pace was pretty good on Friday, so we'll see how it goes.
And so what does that mean? What's your sort of realistic target?
Points, good points. We'll see with strategy. I think it will be a split between 1 stop to 2 stops, and we'll give it a go. Well, the win's here. Obviously, we are quite highly downforce, I think, compared to our rivals. So overtaking on the straights won't be the easiest, but the wind can help us.
Give you a little tow in some way. Tell us how much of a challenge it is, though, having that crosswind that is changeable.
It does, and it's gusty. So basically, it just means one lap to the next. You'll see a lot of drivers making mistakes, going wide, locking up, and that's just when the wind comes in. So it makes it more challenging for us and better for you guys.
And I'm sure, as long as it's entertaining for us. And I guess, though, for you, it's about capitalising on anyone else's mistakes and making the most of any opportunities that present themselves.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is with these kind of races, it becomes a DRS train, and it's about trying to just pick them off one by one and see where we go.
And the bumps? How hard are they?
They're not too bad in these cars. I mean, I was watching Formula 2 and it looks like a roller coaster, but we've got some pretty clever suspension systems on our cars, and it's not that bad.
And some padding in your seat, I'm sure.
And some padding.
Good luck today.
Cheers,
Thank you very much.
Hola, Carlos. How are you?
Hola, all good.
Carlos, P8, starting from P8 today. You pulled out everything out of the car yesterday. I'm sure you're happy with your position.
I think we're happy from yesterday's point of view. I think we maximized a bit what we could do yesterday, and we put ourselves in the best possible position to try and score some points today. I don't expect to score a lot of points today because the pace of the car all weekend has been a bit off. But more of a damage limitation day, and see if we can get a few points on board before the race.
You have this big fight with Alpha Tauri this weekend, with Renault for sure, and with Racing Point. And some of these guys are actually starting from the back with the choice of tires. It's going to be interesting first few laps, don't you think?
Yeah, the problem is some of them are also starting in front. So the whole grid is really split between the teams. It's an interesting track because it splits the cars quite a lot, and we can see that we have our chances of scoring points, but at the same time, all these cars have had a bit better pace than us this weekend, so I'm not expecting too much. And
the weather conditions are very different from last week. How do you think this will affect the race?
Yeah, I'm wearing a hoodie, which normally in Bahrain is not very common, and my English mechanics are right now laughing at me as I say this. But it's what it is. I think it's going to affect everyone quite a lot. I think also this sun that this might be on track, and the amount of wind, it could be quite tricky. So let's see how it is.
Now, can we have a few words en español, por favor?
Sí, ha sido hasta ahora un fin de semana muy complicado para nosotros, pero ayer conseguimos posicionarnos bien de cara a la carrera. No espero tampoco sumar muchos puntos hoy, porque la verdad que el ritmo del coche todo el fin de semana ha sido un poco peor de lo esperado y peor del fin de semana pasado, pero vamos a intentar aguantar ahí en esa octava posición, mirar hacia adelante, mirar hacia atrás e intentar maximizar lo que hay este fin de semana.
Best of luck, thank you. Lando, should we say marhaba? You're learning Arabic.
How's my Arabic?
You're learning Arabic, no?
Yes.
Should we say marhaba?
How do I say it?
Marhaba.
Marhaba.
Yes, that's perfect. You're a fast learner. Lando, you're starting from the back of the grid.
Yeah.
It must be with a new engine, fresh new engine, fast track. Must be fun.
I hope so. It's what I'm looking forward to. I think we need a little bit of luck to go all the way into the points, but we made some decisions to take the new engine and so on, because
I was at quite a big disadvantage yesterday and the last few weekends. So I'm hoping it would help me out a little bit, and we can have a fun race and try and get back into the points by the end of today.
Do you think we're going to see what happened with Sainz last week? So he started from 15th, the softs weren't too bad, you ended up P4, 5. Are we going to have something similar today?
It's the aim. We don't know, we had a bit of luck last weekend with some people crashing and so on. So it's a long race, 87 laps, a lot of potential for overtaking and coming back through, but everyone's so split by a couple of tenths here and there that it'll make overtaking also quite difficult. So I hope a P4 and 5 would be lovely at the end of the day, but it's going to be difficult to repeat what we did last weekend.
You really think it's going to be difficult to overtake? So you're serious about that? Because I thought actually overtaking is going to be the fun part here.
I don't think it's as easy as people think. I mean, it looks like it is because there's 3 straights and not many corners, but some things also make it a little bit more difficult than last weekend. But I don't know. We have to wait and see. I've not done a lot of high fuel running because of the problems I had in FP2. So I don't know. There's things for me to learn, and we'll be learning along the way. But it's not going to be as easy as people think. But we'll do our best.
Anyway, good luck, Lando.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are you regretting not packing a jacket?
A little bit. It's cold.
It's suddenly gone cold, hasn't it?
And I feel the cold quite easily.
I know that.
As you know.
Yes. I know you're a bit disappointed with yesterday because you've been showing a bit of pace all weekend and couldn't quite make it work in quali. How do you feel today? What kind of race car have you got?
Yeah, I feel good. Obviously, it's I mean, watching like the F2 races, there's a lot going on. So I think if you've got a quicker car, you can make it happen. There's a lot of laps. So I'm not too discouraged. I think, at best I was one row in front, but I'll just get a good start and try and eliminate that. But yeah, I'm curious. I think it's going to be a crazy kind of race, kind of like oval racing, where there's a lot of just slipstreaming, repassing, or everyone will kind of get their gaps. Hopefully it's the former, but we'll see.
How difficult will strategy be at a place like this?
Strategy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I mean, last week a few guys pulled off a 1, but this week the 1 does come more into it. Honestly, it's like 50-50. I think the guys starting outside top 10 have a better chance at a 1. All us starting on soft pushes it more to a 2, I'd say. But as well, like the wind, what the wind does is it makes the cars slide more, so that could work the tyres. So if you thought a 1 was doable, maybe now with these conditions tonight, it actually makes that a lot harder. So we'll see.
There's still so much to play for you and the drivers, and obviously for the team and the constructors. Does that give added pressure, or is it something that you don't even consider? You just want to get out there and have a great race?
Yeah, I mean, regardless, obviously, I go out and race hard, but it is nice to still, I guess, have something to fight for, in the last few races. So, yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of a carrot at the end. Yeah, I'm in a driver's title fight, and then not title fight, but a driver's position fight, and the team's obviously in a big constructors one. So it's cool. I'm enjoying it. It's tight. See what happens.
Enjoy the race. Thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Where is your teammate? Aha! Here he is. Very good. And you must be getting a bit chilly in the shorts as well.
Yeah. It's the wrong cooling spec that I'm having now. I went for the big jacket. I feel much better.
Now, you were, I know, disappointed with yesterday as well. Just a bit confused about the car and its capabilities here. What are your thoughts going into the race?
Yeah, for sure, a bit disappointed with the day yesterday. I think it was not, an optimal qualifying for us. I think there was potentially more in hand. Looking at our pace for Friday, so yeah, we turned the page from yesterday. I think today, obviously, we are the first one to be able to choose the tires, and the strategy is going to be very crucial here on such a short track. Lots of laps. It is quite cold and quite dusty, so that's going to be also quite different. Hopefully that's going to help us, to have fresher tires, and yeah, we're going to see from there what we can do. But it's looking like it's going to be quite a messy race, and a lot is going to happen. So hopefully we're going to be on the right hand of that.
I mean, that's true, isn't it? There's so many considerations at a short circuit like this where everyone's bunched up. How much is traffic a headache?
Well, it is going to be very important, to time your pit stop, your strategy right. Very important to have good communication with the team. We've seen last week, that if you pit into traffic, you lose overall race time, and that's very difficult. Even though it's easier to pass, those kind of races are a headache for the guys on the pit wall. So, it's going to be important to work as a team together.
Formidable. En français, s'il vous plaît?
En français? Non, c'est sûr que ça a été une séance difficile hier en qualif. On n'a pas maximisé notre potentiel, mais il faudra qu'on le fasse aujourd'hui. On est les premiers à pouvoir choisir le set de pneus. D'avoir des pneus plus frais, ça peut jouer en notre faveur aujourd'hui. Les conditions sont très différentes. Il y a beaucoup de vent, il fait beaucoup plus frais. Ça va être une course de fou, mais avec d'où on part, je pense qu'on a toutes les chances de faire une bonne course. Merci.
Danny, great results yesterday, probably the best qualifying during this season. You must be looking forward to today's race.
Yes, it was a strong day yesterday. We laid a good foundation for today's race. It will be a very long one, I think interesting, so many laps on such a short track, so hopefully we will have everything ready for a strong result.
What are the objectives of today? I mean, scoring good points, podium, what's the ultimate objective?
There is no particular target. It's just about doing as good race as we can today, trying to do it as clean as we can, and I think that will be the key today. It will be again unusual track, unusual circumstances, so we'll just need to do our best, and also have fun. In the end, there is not a lot to lose for myself, so I'm just going to try and have fun today.
Tire management is quite tricky here. What do you expect? 1 stop, 2 stops?
That's another question which we don't have a straight answer to, because we don't know this track very well, and we need to be able to be flexible in the race and stay open-minded, communicate well with the team, and make the right decisions.
And probably it's a good occasion for the team to score big this weekend.
Yeah, sure, of course. When we start so high, of course you want to do your best to score as many points as possible, so that's exactly what we will try to do.
Can you have the same in your own language, please?
Yeah. Квалификация вчера прошла хорошо. Я надеюсь, что мы положили хороший фундамент для сильного результата сегодня. Мы сделаем все, что в наших силах, чтобы показать сильную гонку.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bonjour Pierre.
Bonjour.
Comment ça va?
Ça va très bien, merci.
Pierre, you're starting from P9. I'm sure you're going to be doing everything to stay away from those curves.
Yeah, I mean, we have a good starting grid. Yesterday was a bit scrappy session for me. It was the difficult track for the cars, and we damaged a bit the car, but everything is fixed for today. We have a strong package this weekend. And then, I think it should be an exciting race with the track layout like this. I think there should be a lot of overtakings, and we'll try to recover some positions.
The car was very strong during the whole weekend. You weren't expecting that. I think you said that last week. Are you enjoying this outer track?
I prefer a track with a lot more corners, but it's a different challenge than usual. And I think, to be fair, we've been looking pretty strong this weekend on this track, and I hope we can confirm this this afternoon, because obviously this evening where we scored the points. So it's only 2 races left. Unfortunately, it's already the end, but we'll try to make the most of it.
And what about the weather conditions are changing? It's actually cold in Bahrain today, and it's dusty. How do you think it's going to affect the race?
Yeah, it's a lot colder than usual. I mean, I've never felt that cold in Bahrain, so it's quite tricky, especially with the winds. I think it's a bit getting lower now, but still for the race will be still quite high, so I think it will make it a bit more challenging for us. But same conditions for everyone, so just need to be on top of that and do the best we can.
Est-ce qu'on peut avoir un mot en français, s'il te plaît?
Oui, du coup, hier, ça a été une qualif un peu compliqué. On part 9e, qui est quand même bien, mais on a un peu abîmé la voiture en Q1. Et du coup, après ça, c'était un peu difficile. Et pour la course, j'espère qu'on va pouvoir remonter. On a une bonne voiture, on a montré des bonnes choses pour l'instant tout au long du week-end. Et ça va être une course intéressante, surtout dans ces conditions-là avec le vent. Je pense qu'il peut se passer beaucoup de choses et il va falloir saisir les opportunités.
Bonne course, merci Pierre.
So P10, I know you were disappointed with yesterday. It was a tricky session with some damage to your floor, but how are you feeling today? It's a new day, a new challenge, and a fast car.
Yeah, plenty of opportunity, so very excited. The conditions are going to be tricky today. It's very windy, and you know, there's the conditions are very different to yesterday. So who knows? A two-stop strategy. You know, maybe even 3 stops. So we'll see what happens. But it's going to be an exciting race, and it's going to be a very long race. So plenty of action.
I mean, I know you were disappointed with 10th, but actually you're one of only 3 teams to get both cars into the top 10. So it was a strong day for the team. In terms of what you do now, I guess you've got to react more than anything to everything that goes on, because it has the potential to be pretty hectic out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, for sure. There's plenty of opportunity today. You know, we're still in the fight for 3rd in the championship. Our main rivals are Renault and McLaren, so we definitely want to score some good points today.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you do actually seem to need a jacket in Bahrain. This is crazy.
I'm freezing.
It's cold, isn't it? We won't keep you for much longer, but go well today, and if we could have a few words in French, that would be great.
Ouais, très excité. Ça va être un course très intense et très proche entre toutes les voitures. Les conditions sont pas faciles aujourd'hui, alors ça va être excitant.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Good luck. Bonne chance. Peace, Choco. So P5, we talked yesterday. You said that was about as good as you could have expected. Is that how you feel about the race? Was P4 just out of touch?
No, I think the race is different. You know, I think lap 1 will be important, but still a long race. So many laps ahead of us. So many things can happen with these crazy curves. It would be important to make it till the end, and I think if we manage to do the right strategy, we can end up in a great position today.
Yeah, I actually meant just for quali. I have no doubt that you can move forward.
Oh yeah, for quali that was the maximum we could do.
Just the quali. Okay, fine,
Yeah.
great. And in terms of what your main challenges are today, obviously strategy is going to be key. There's so much to consider with the changing conditions and the track being as bumpy and short as it is. What do you do when you go into a race like this in terms of the decisions that you've got to make now as opposed to the ones that you've got to react to?
I think we're clear on what we want to do. I think we were very clear on Friday what we needed for this track. So I'm very pleased. I think I already gave the feedback to the team. We work very well, and I'm very confident that we are in the right plan for today.
Fantastic. And in Spanish, please?
Sí, creo que tenemos una buena oportunidad el día de hoy, arrancando quintos. Todo puede pasar, va a ser una carrera que va a ser difícil llegar al final. Tenemos estos lavaderos en la curva 7 y 8 muy agresivos para el coche, entonces lo principal va a ser llegar al final y creo que tenemos una buena estrategia para hoy.
Gracias. Good luck. Thank you.
Ciao Antonio. Good quali yesterday. Were you expecting to finish in Q2?
Yeah, I think after last weekend we knew that the potential was there. Unfortunately, last weekend it didn't happen, but yesterday we managed to put all together. It was really difficult, the traffic, but in the end we did 2 great laps, one in Q1 and one in Q2. And now, yeah, from there I think we can have a good race again. Focus on the start on the first lap, and then in the race will be a little bit tough with the blue flags and everything. So we need to manage quite well that part of the race and then try to score some points.
So the objective is to score those points. So you think it's feasible to do it today?
You know, we need to try at least. I know that will be not easy, but we will try.
And that first lap, so you're going to be next to Vettel and right behind Albon. How important do you think that first lap, the overtaking during the first lap, or with this type of track, it won't really matter?
No, I think it's long, distance until turn 1, and then in turn 1, turn 3, is something we can do there. We need to try at least and see what we can do at the end of the first lap. But after that, it's still not finished. The race will be a long race, 87 laps, so a lot of laps. We will see also with the strategy if it will be 2 stops or more. And yeah, we need to just try our best and like I said before, scoring some point.
Can we have a word in your own language, please?
Sì, oggi sarà una gara difficile, soprattutto anche con le condizioni che oggi sono molto più difficili secondo me. L'obiettivo rimarrà comunque quello di portare qualche punto a casa, non sarà facile però ci proveremo.
Thank you. Good luck. Kimi. Hi Kimi, how are you today? Cold.
It's not very warm comparing to the mornings or other days. So.
I feel really cold. Anyway, Kimi, it wasn't your best day yesterday, but usually you have better Sundays.
Let's hope so. I cannot get much more worse. So you know we'll do what we can and see the conditions are quite a bit different than a week ago or yesterday. So we'll see how good.
Are you enjoying this outer track? Do you actually like it more than the usual one?
No, I think it's nicer the other one, but it's whatever track we go, it's not our decision and there's nothing wrong with it. So.
And what about the strategy? What do you think? 1 stop, 2 stops?
We'll see how it pans out. So.
Okay, Kimi, can we have a word in your own language, please?
Miten menee, että keli on vähän erilainen ja aika viileä.
Thank you.
Strong quali from you yesterday, only just missing out on getting through to Q2, and you've been promoted a spot up to 15th. So what can you do in the race today, do you think?
Yeah, it's good we got that position because it puts us on the clean side of the track, so that could help a little bit with the race start. But yeah, I mean P15, five spots from the points. So I think this race could be a bit of a wild race. You know, it's a very strange track and it's very windy and yeah, it's short. So I think there's going to be a lot of blue flags and maybe that will provoke people to try different strategies and stuff. So yeah, let's see.
Whenever we talk at this point of the day, we always say there's going to be opportunities and you're going to seize them. But actually, more than ever, that will probably be the case today, won't it?
Well, I mean, you never know. Just got to be, ready to take advantage if something happens. And we know we're not quick enough to drive into the points just on pace. So we've got to, capitalize on other things happening.
How's it been having a new teammate then this weekend?
Really good.
Yeah.
I think he's done really well. Got up to speed really quickly, and yesterday he helped me in qualifying because with Romain's crash he had to change a lot of the engine and gearbox and stuff. So he was definitely starting back at the back anyway. So yeah, it was good. He helped me a bit with the toe.
We saw that, didn't we? I mean, we're talking about you like you're not here, but how has it been for you? Everyone's certainly been impressed with the way you settled in.
No, it's been great. Obviously, the opportunity didn't come in the best way for my debut, but thankfully Romain is safe and healthy. I saw him today, and the team's been really helpful. Kevin has, Romain has, the engineers, mechanics, and getting me up to speed. And I'm looking forward to the race. And things are changing. I mean, the wind is changing now. These cars are really affected by wind. It's getting cooler too, which the other days it really hasn't been. So I think it's going to be a wild race.
I mean, he kind of owes you one because you did give him a toe, so he's got to tell you everything he knows.
Yeah, I mean, no, at the end, we did the best strategy for the team. I already had the penalty, so the best was to, sacrifice a bit my qualifying to help him try to get into Q2, and we almost did it. And now, now he's going to give me the bum draft in the race. So.
Perfect, done. I'm sure you've been overwhelmed with information. You've certainly had to learn very quickly, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of information. Just this car is very complicated in terms of all the procedures, all the settings you have on the wheel. When you do a pit stop, the things you have to change when you do a start. But, I've had a lot of time to prepare myself, and I'm definitely ready.
Wonderful. If we could just have our own language, quick word in your own language.
Ja, fuld gas og se hvad der sker. Der kan være muligheder.
Perfect. I'm sure it was great. I have no idea what you said, but I'm sure it was great. And from you, please.
In Portuguese?
Yes, please.
Okay. Bom, estou preparado para minha primeira corrida. Tem muito para aprender agora nessa primeira corrida, com muito tráfego. Vou estar seguindo vários carros, é uma coisa no treino que a gente não teve chance de fazer. Mas eu estou preparado para fazer o meu melhor e acelerar. Como ontem a gente teve a punição, ajudei o Kevin a tentar entrar no Q2, a gente quase fez isso. sacrificou um pouco na classificação, mas agora estamos focados na corrida e preparado para uma boa largada e uma boa corrida.
Obrigado.
Obrigado.
Jack. Hi, Jack.
Hi.
How exciting is today?
Yeah, pretty exciting. I'm hoping that everything starts nice and clean, have a good first couple of laps, and then I can just settle into a rhythm.
Like last week, last Sunday, were you dreaming of racing F1 this week? Did it even cross your mind?
No, I mean, to be honest, I was just focused on the final round for F2. I didn't really expect anything like this to happen, so it all happened quite quickly, but now we're here, I feel prepared, so I'm looking forward to the race.
How is it happening so far? It feels smooth for us, at least, viewers.
Pretty smooth, yeah. I'm just trying to get more and more sort of familiar with the car. It's been a long time since I drove it, and there's quite a few things different to an F2 car, obviously, but I feel pretty confident. I'm more and more comfortable with the car, and we have a long race ahead, so yeah, I'm happy.
Qualifying went well, actually. Good performance so far, especially for a first-timer in Formula One. What's the objective today?
I think the objective is to look to move forwards. You know, race pace that we had in Friday practice was okay. There should be opportunities. It's very windy, it's quite dusty, so you know it can be quite easy to make a mistake, I think. So we'll look to capitalise on those opportunities.
Great. Best of luck today, Jack.
Thank you.
Hi, Nicholas. How are you today?
Fine, thank you. You?
Good, good. Not too bad. Nicholas, Haas is 3 points ahead of you. And these last two races, I guess it's very important for you guys to score some points. How do you think it's achievable to start with?
Yeah, I definitely think it's possible. I mean, there's been a few times this year where we've been right on the cusp of points. But like you said, it's not that many points to Haas in front, so that's definitely going to be the goal, to try and end the season with a few, hopefully. I think today is probably one of our best chances. I mean, there's obviously a lot of unknowns, not exactly sure, I think, anyone what we're going to be able to expect on a track like this. As Jack said earlier, it's very windy now, quite dusty, and it's definitely going to make it very tricky for everyone to kind of adapt to. So I think the goal has to be to just keep it clean, make sure we're there to the end, and hopefully pick up the pieces of any misfortune of others.
You have a new teammate this weekend. How is it with Jack?
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I've raced against Jack 2 years in Formula 2. He's obviously a very quick driver. I think he's done a great job so far this weekend, you know, just kind of building up the pace session by session, you know, not any mistakes and just kind of logging the mileage. So I think he's getting more and more comfortable. Yeah, and I'm wishing him the best of luck for his first race.
And do you think Russell misses you this weekend?
Probably not. I mean, maybe when he comes around to lap us, I could give him a little bit of a wave. But yeah, good luck to him as well. I'm sure he's enjoying that opportunity.
Great. Good luck for this weekend. Thank you so much. Thank you. لكن لكل المشاهدين بالوطن العربي حوالي ساعة بتفصلنا عن بداية الجران بري تبع سخير. هالجران بري أو هالجائزة الكبرى يلي عم نشوفها لأول مرة. هالحلبة اللي تعودتوا تشوفوها، ولكن باللاي اوت يلي كلنا بنعرفه تغير هالأسبوع لحتى الفورمولا 1 تستضيف الفورمولا 1 على أسبوعين على التوالي. مثل ما شفتوا هالحلبة رح تكون أقصر، رح يكون فيها سحبات طويلة أكثر بكتير، ورح يكون فيها أكشن كتير، مع الفرق بالطقس يلي كلنا ملاحظينه اليوم، بما أنه في هواء أكثر بكتير وغبرة أكثر بكتير، وهالشي معقول يأثر كتير على السيارات والسائقين، وهيدا أبرز اللي قالوه اليوم خلال حديثنا معهم. أنا بتمنى تستمتعوا بكل شيء رح يصير اليوم خلال السباق، لأنه متوقع أنه يكون سباق ناري، على أمل أنه ما يصير في حوادث أو يكونوا كتير قليل وما حدا يتضرر. واستمتعوا قد ما فيكم وشوفوا جران بري سخير.